As some of you might know, the International Broadcasting Convention, or IBC for short, was held in Amsterdam last week. And this year, we were actually invited by ASUS to come by to visit their booth and check out some of their new products. So in this video, I'm just going to go over what we've seen there. And yes, it is mostly going to be about displays. So without further ado, let's begin. IBC in general is a very business and pro-focused event, but still, there is a lot of overlap between consumer and professional hardware. So at their booth, ASUS showed some lovely builds packed into their ProArt cases that you can now get in cream and brown colors as well. They had a section with their ProArt motherboards. They had some different mini PC options. They showed their ProArt networking equipment, including a new router and a new ProArt switch. They had a couple of laptops laying around, and of course, they had this awesome little render box that comes with 4 RTX 5090s connected to a 162-inch 1200 nit micro LED panel, which I'm sure that everybody wants to have in their living room. And even though I still managed to spot some ROG gaming stuff, the main reason I came here were the ASUS ProArt displays. So I'm just going to begin with my favorite of the day, which was the PA32QCV. This is a new 32-inch 6K IPS monitor with a resolution of 6016 by 3384 pixels. And if I'm not mistaken, that makes it the first monitor since the Apple Pro XDR displays to use this resolution, except this one will cost you 1,400 euros or dollars, which is not really cheap, but it is way less than the Apple, and it is not that expensive for a serious 6K work/business monitor. The combination of its size and its resolution gives it a DPI of 218, which is exactly the same as the 27-inch 5K ProArt, the PA32KCV. And I actually reviewed this one not so long ago, so I'm gonna leave a link in the description down below, and if you want, you can check that review out. But the fact that they have the exact same DPI is great, since you can actually combine both of these monitors in the same workspace and maintain the same sharpness and the same image quality. And when I say sharp, I mean really sharp. It is a lot sharper than your typical 4K display would be. And speaking of 4K, you can actually use this monitor to create 4K content in its native resolution, while still having a lot of screen space for other tools and other folders around it. So this is a great option for serious video and photo editing, for example. It comes with a Display HDR 600 label, 2 Thunderbolt 4 inputs with 96 watts of power delivery, so you can actually plug in and charge your laptop with a single cable. It has a 100% sRGB coverage, 98% DCI-P3 coverage, a special anti-glare coating that doesn't soften the image, a KVM switch, an ergonomic stand, and of course a Kalman verified color calibration. So if you're looking for a good high-resolution monitor that is ideal for productivity and that won't cost you several thousands of euros or dollars, this is definitely an option that should be at the top of your list. But if money is not a concern and you don't care how much you will spend on your work monitor, you can always go for this ProArt PA32KCX. This is a 32-inch 8K model with a resolution of 7680 by 4320 pixels. It has a mini LED backlight with just over 4000 zones, 1200 nits of peak brightness, 1000 nits of sustained brightness. It has sub-delta E calibration right out of the box and a built-in motorized calibration tool. So yeah, it looks amazing, it is incredibly sharp, and the brightness is fantastic, but this monitor will cost you 9,000 euros. So it is not for everyone, but if your boss wants to buy you something, no matter the cost, you probably won't regret going for this one. Another brand new monitor they showed for the first time at IBC is the ProArt OLED PA27 USD. And this is a 27-inch 4K 240Hz QD OLED monitor for production use, which is pretty interesting because so far OLED displays have mostly been aimed at gaming and consumers, but they are now slowly but surely making their way into more work-focused models as well. So this one uses the same 4K 240Hz Samsung QD OLED panel that you will find in ROG gaming monitors, but then with the addition of some software and OSD options that are specifically aimed at content creation, as well as some extra features like the motorized calibration tool, Thunderbolt 4 inputs with 96 watts of power delivery. And what really makes this unique is the 12G SDI input, which is the standard connection for most video production studios, as well as HDR10 and HLG support. So this model is clearly more directed to content creation and not just content consumption like a typical OLED monitor would be. And yes, there are already a couple of OLED monitors that offer SDI connection and more HDR modes on the market, but those are quite rare and they will usually cost you more than $10,000 or a lot more. Well, this PA27 USD should only cost you around 2,200 euros, and it will be hitting the market early next year. If you're looking for something that's a bit more compact but with the same SDI connection, you can go for the PA24 US, which is a 24-inch 4K monitor with the same motorized colorimeter, HDR10 and HLG support, 99% of Adobe RGB gamut coverage, and 80 watts of USB power delivery as well. Or you can go for an even smaller 15.6-inch PA16 USV that comes with a full sRGB 4K panel without HLG but with HDR10 instead, and you can actually use the box it comes with as a monitor hood, which is a very convenient and a very cute little extra feature. The last interesting thing that I found was this little ProArt CaliContrO, which looks like a little mini remote control for the monitor's OSD, which it can do, but it also functions as a controller for other software like Adobe applications, for example, and it can be used as a colorimeter to calibrate your monitor as well. So it is basically a 3-in-1 device. I did think it was included with the 6K 32-inch monitor that it was connected to, but unfortunately it is sold separately, and you will have to see if you could use a device like this or not before deciding if you should buy it. Plus, it is supposed to cost only 250 euros, which is a pretty good price in my opinion. And I think that is all I have for this video. It was really nice to get out of the house a bit, walk around the IBC halls and check out a couple of specialty monitors that you don't really get to see every day. I'm already kind of trying to get the 6K monitor to test and review, but I don't have it just yet. And yeah, I would also like to test the 8K mini LED, but I think that the PA32QCV is a bit more of a realistic model for a lot of people, and it definitely hits that price to performance sweet spot a bit better than a 9,000 euro model. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I really hope that this video was interesting, at least a bit, to some of you. If you want to know a bit more about the products that I mentioned today, I'm going to leave a bunch of links in the description down below, and you can just go ahead and check them out. And last but definitely not the least, one big shout out to ASUS for inviting me to IBC and for making this video possible. Bye guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!